Dude, you need to stay quiet. I hope the Asgardian guards don't hear us. Right now, we're in Asgard's vault. Throughout this video, we're going to explain all the Asgardian treasures in full detail. If you're ready, grab your coffee. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Casket of Ancient Winters. Remember the Frost Giants. In the first Thor movie, they infiltrated Asgard at night for this blue relic. This is the vault from that film.
Frost Giants.
The Frost Giants try to sneak into Asgard at night, and their only target is this small blue box. Small, but it contains the fury of 1,000 winters. Loki uses it, freezing Heimdall and keeping the Bifrost, the interdimensional bridge, open. The goal? Destroy Jotunheim. A crazy plan from a crazy man. If Thor hadn't shattered the bridge with Mjolnir, an entire world would have frozen over. Later, in Thor Ragnarok, it's just sitting in the vault. Hela walks in, finds the eternal flame, and barely even looks at the casket, just ignores it. That's it. Scene ends, Asgard explodes, the vault is gone. You know when someone says a background character? That's exactly what this is. Would you want to see this treasure return in future films? In the comics. The comic version is much darker. First appearing in Thor number 346, 1984, written by Walt Simonson, this object literally freezes worlds. Malekith the Accursed seizes the casket and launches an endless winter across all 9 realms. Thor, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, they all join the war. Meanwhile, Surtur escapes from Muspelheim. One single box brings the entire universe to the brink of chaos. Even Hela is affected by its power, until its cold reaches the realm of the dead. In the MCU, Malekith never used it. In Thor, The Dark World, he was focused on something else, the ether. Honestly, this is one of the biggest missed opportunities.
Chapter 2. The Eternal Flame, plus Surtur's Crown.
I'll admit it, this is my favorite Thor movie. Come on, you know which one I mean. Thor Ragnarok. And the most mysterious treasure here? Surtur's Crown and the Eternal Flame. Odin kept them separated to weaken Surtur, because if the crown touches the flame, Ragnarok begins. Hela enters the vault, finds the Eternal Flame, and uses it to command her army. She revives Fenris, wipes out her enemies, then comes peak cinema. Loki sneaks into the vault and throws the crown into the flame. Surtur rises.
With the Eternal Flame, you are reborn.
Mountain-sized. He destroys Hela, obliterates Asgard, and himself along with it. 3 objects, 3 characters, 1 scene. Absolutely perfect. In the comics. In the comics, the Eternal Flame combines with Surtur's Twilight Sword, gaining the power to end the entire universe. According to myth, Odin and his brothers Vili and Ve once took this flame from Surtur in Muspelheim. Later, Surtur tries to reclaim it. In the greatest war, Odin channels the life force of all Asgardians into the destroyer armor to fight the Celestials, and the armor is melted in the battle. One of the most tragic moments in comic history. MCU. Odin, on the other hand, feels more like a retired old man by Ragnarok. That difference really sums up how the 2 mediums treat Odin. Chapter 3. The Tesseract, Space Stone. The story of the Tesseract might be the best connected narrative in the MCU. We love how these films are all tied together. We've seen this stone many times. In Captain America, the First Avenger with Hydra, then recovered by Howard Stark, passed to S.H.I.E.L.D. in Project Pegasus. In Captain Marvel, Goose swallows it and later returns it to Nick Fury. Then it goes to Asgard in the Avengers, Loki steals it in Ragnarok, and finally, Thanos takes it in Infinity War, killing Loki. It stayed in Odin's vault for a while, but it was never really treated as just another treasure. It had its own storyline. And that subtle moment in Ragnarok when Loki takes it, low-key one of his smartest moves. In the comics. In comics, it's called the Cosmic Cube, and it changes hands constantly. Thanos, MODOK, the US government, but one thing is always true. This object is never safe, ever. Chapter 4. The Warlock's Eye. In the first Thor movie, it appears in the vault for just a second. Then, nothing. It likely gets destroyed along with Asgard and Ragnarok. That's the entire MCU story. Kinda sad, right? In the comics, the story begins in Thor number 129 and concludes in number 131, 1966, by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. A villain named Herokin acquires the Eye to conquer Muspelheim. Thor disguises himself as Herokin and tricks his own forces into surrendering it. Volstagg barges in too. Pure comedy chaos. The Warlock's Eye can deliver devastating mental stun attacks that are nearly impossible to resist. The MCU not using this? A huge loss. Imagine a villain using it to control Thor's will. The audience would lose their minds. Chapter 5. The Destroyer. This isn't a passive object, it's an active guardian. In the first Thor movie, it activates when frost giants infiltrate the vault and destroys them. Later, Loki sends it to Earth to kill Thor. Scene: the Destroyer walking through a small town in New Mexico. People fleeing. And then someone steps forward. This is my fight, no Mjolnir. Just Thor. Classic moment. He fights and wins. But have you noticed? The Destroyer never appears again. Completely ignored. In the comics, the comic version is far more dangerous. Built by Asgard's greatest smiths to fight the Celestials, it contains power from Odin, Zeus, and other Skyfather gods. It requires a soul to operate, otherwise, it's lifeless. It has nearly defeated Thor multiple times. Loki used it. Odin himself inhabited it. This isn't just an object, it's practically a character. And the MCU using it once and discarding it feels like wasted potential. Chapter 6. The Tablet of Life and Time. In the MCU, it appears briefly in the vault and is never mentioned again. Destroyed with Asgard. That's it. In the comics, this tablet is crucial in Spider-Man comics. It contains a chemical formula, the Lifeline formula, which can evolve the user into a superior form. Its dark counterpart, the Tablet of Death and Entropy, does the opposite. It originates from Atlantis. Turning it into a background prop in Thor's vault could have opened doors to deeper underwater stories, but it was never explored. Chapter 7. The Tuning Fork. In the MCU, it appears in the vault and is never even named. Gone in Ragnarok. In the comics, used by Odin to test young Asgardian warriors. When struck, it summons interdimensional creatures called the Unseen Unknown. Warriors must defeat them to prove their strength. Think Triwizard Tournament, but far more dangerous. Chapter 8. The Orb of Agamotto. Real or not? In the MCU, fans speculated a mysterious orb in the vault was Agamotto's orb, but the filmmakers clarified it was actually the tuning fork. Kevin Feige confirmed it wasn't the orb. In comics, the orb resides in Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum and grants clairvoyance. The MCU teasing it but not committing? Probably the right call. Mixing Doctor Strange's world into Thor's too early could have overcomplicated things. Chapter 9. The Infinity Gauntlet Replica. The biggest retcon. In the first Thor movie, a full Infinity Gauntlet sits in the vault. Fans went wild. Then Ragnarok happens. Hela sees it, says one word, fake, and tosses it aside. Done.
Fake. Most of the stuff in here is fake.
The real gauntlet was with Thanos, as shown in Infinity War. Kevin Feige confirmed the Vault version was always meant to be a replica. Odin kept it as a decoy. Honestly, one of the MCU's most self-aware fixes. In the comics, the Infinity Gauntlet, 1991, is one of the greatest comic arcs ever. Thanos gathers all 6 stones, reshapes reality, defeats everyone, Avengers, X-Men, Doctor Strange, before eventually losing. The MCU adapted this brilliantly in Infinity War and Endgame, but that replica caused some confusion. Thankfully, Hela handled it. In the end, Odin's Vault is one of the MCU's most wasted potentials. So tell me in the comments, which Asgardian treasure would you most want to see explored on screen? Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, because on this channel, Marvel is always explained at this depth. See you next time.